So my daughter has this board book about Malala. It's her favorite. She's read it out loud to me dozens and dozens of times. By this point, she definitely has it memorized. So at first I was like, okay, she's not really reading. She's just saying something she memorized. But then one day I asked her to read me the back of the book, this part with all the extra info, paragraphs about Malala's life with words like Nobel laureate, university, campaign, activism, like complex sentences, long paragraphs. And she read this whole part out loud too, smoothly, confidently, and fluently. So I closed the book and I asked her if she could say that part from memory. And she said the first couple sentences, but then she didn't have it. She needed the text. And I realized, wow, like this is fluency in action. So fluency is what happens when kids no longer need to stop and sound out each individual word. They just see a word and they know what it is. When this happens, reading becomes more about understanding the text and less about figuring out each individual word. It becomes easier and so much more interesting. What my daughter is doing with this book is a research-proven strategy for building fluency called repeated reading. And this is one of the best ways to build fluency because it gives kids practice with words that they've worked hard to learn, and it helps those words stick. So this is exactly what 1 Minute Reader is designed to do. First, your kid reads a story they've never seen before. They might pause, sound out a tricky word, or click on it to hear it read. Then they read the story with the narrator, connecting what they see with what they hear. And then they get to practice reading it on their own a few times, each time getting faster, smoother, and more fluent. They hear the difference and they're so excited about it, often because they haven't had the experience before of sounding this good while reading something challenging. Then they apply what they learned to the next story. They watch their scores improve and they're totally hooked because they start to sound like readers. Not only that, but when they're not working so hard to decode each individual word, they can apply their mental energy to understanding the stories. And the stories are super interesting. As you know, comprehension is the ultimate goal of reading anything. And when this starts to click, reading turns from a chore into something endlessly entertaining. So if your kid is reading something dozens of times, it's not going backwards. It's progress. They're building fluency and comprehension, they're building confidence, and they're becoming readers. 1 Minute Reader is a really great tool for helping with this in a structured, fun, and highly engaging way. So be sure to check it out.